So I tried Shopify Dropshipping for only $1,000 budget to show you realistic results that you can accomplish even with a minimal budget if you start your online business today. So even if you're on a limited budget, even if you don't have a lot to start with, even if you want to get into dropshipping right now to start creating a passive income, I got you covered with this video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. What's going on, everyone? My name is AC Hampton. I'm an 8-figure marketer who teaches people how to test, build, and scale profitable online businesses. If you know who I am, thank you for always coming back, tuning in, and always showing love. And if you're new here, welcome in and make sure that you strap in for some insane value. But before we go ahead and get into it, you all know that each and every week I give out a free one-on-one consulting call to one lucky winner to help you get started with your e-commerce career successfully and get every single one of your questions answered. If you want the opportunity to win this week and win this free one-on-one consulting call, all you have to do is in the comment section below, comment the word 1K and what your biggest takeaway from this video was. I will be announcing the winner from last week somewhere inside this video, so make sure you stay tuned the entire way to find out if it was you. And with that being said, we're quickly moving through June and spots in my one-on-one mentorship are filling up very quickly. If you're looking to make an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month and streamline your success with your online business, head over to my Instagram at AC_Hampton and DM me the word mentorship so I can reach out and help you get started today. All right, so now let's go ahead and start off with how I started dropshipping with $1,000, because that same $1,000 has now generated me over $80,000 this month alone. And as I always say, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. So let me take you behind the scenes and show you the revenue and the profit on how I was able to accomplish all of this with starting off with only $1,000. So as you can see, the same store is right around 1,500 in sales today. It's right around 2:23 p.m. And I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the screen so you know it's no cap. This same store for the entire month of May has generated right around $81,000 in sales with around 29,000 store sessions, 10% returning customer rate, over 800 orders, an average order value of $101, and a conversion rate of over 2.42%. And we know that the industry standard is 2%, so we're going crazy with this. And trust me, what is revenue if you cannot show profits? So let's go ahead and jump into that as well. So you see it's the same exact time frame of May 1st through May 31st, hitting around $81,000 in sales. I had close to $19,000 in cost of goods, close to $35,000 in ad spend, taking home a profit of $25,504.65. $25,000 profit, not revenue, but profit, all within 30 days, starting with a $1,000 budget. Now, before you guys go ahead and flood the comment section and say, AC, you spent over $35,000 in ads, I don't have that money, this is only $1,000 I thought you were starting with, let me just stop you right there. I started running these ads with this winning product with specifically only a budget of $1,000. Trust me, I realize that you're not going to have just $35,000 laying around to go spend on running your advertisements. You have to understand that it looks like I'm spending so much more money than I actually am because I'm always reinvesting some of my profits. You have to understand that it takes money to make money, so you cannot hop in this with the mentality that you're going to take every single cent from every single dollar that you make. If you want to keep growing and scaling your online business for an even higher return, you have to be prepared to reinvest at least 30 to 50% of profits that you make back into your business on a day-to-day basis. And that's how you're going to be able to reach numbers just like this with making over $80,000 in 30 days and still coming home with over $25,000 profit. And numbers are great and all, but let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the exact strategies that I use that you can copy and paste and use on your store today to replicate this exact same success. Now, of course, to break it down as simple as possible, I started off with a Shopify store, which is a platform that I use for all my stores and that I suggest that you use as well. And you know I got you covered. You can get a 14-day free trial and your first month only being $1 by using the link for Shopify in the description below. Now, once I have my Shopify store set up, which if you're new to dropshipping, you can learn exactly how to do that with this video tutorial right here. The next step that I focused on was doing extensive product research. I know that product research can be the death to some people's e-commerce careers because it can feel like it's almost impossible to find a product that will work for you. But with that being said, if you know what you should be looking for in a winning product, you can come up with a couple products that have the potential to be a winner in just a matter of a couple hours. These summer months are one of the prime times to be dropshipping outside of Q4 just due to the fact that people are outside and doing a lot of activities that they typically are not doing. With that factor playing a role, it's opening up a gateway for you to find winning products that have done well in the previous years that could do well for you right now. When I'm looking for my winning products, I'm always looking for trends that are recurring the same exact time year after year. On top of that, I'm looking for other winning products that are trending today that A, solve a problem, B, have a wow factor, and C, are being sold for $25 or more. And for even more help, you can check out my full product validation methods in this video right here for some more insight on the steps that you need to be taking. But when it comes down to it, I'm always working off of data and never emotion or my own opinions. With that being said, I was able to find a product that matched all three of those points and that showed a recurring trend for this time period year after year, so I just simply started selling it. Now, I am just going to go ahead and keep it real with you guys. $1,000 is not a lot to go ahead and spend on ads, but it is not a small amount of money either. You can definitely scale and build your online business with it, and I'm about to show you exactly how you can do it. And before we get into the exact ad strategy that I did in order to reach over $80,000 in sales in 30 days, if you're having any questions about this video at all, or how you can get started successfully, or you just have any questions, head over to my Instagram at AC_Hampton and DM me the word YouTube so I can reach out and help you get started in the right direction. Remember, it's not about how much money you can make in this world, but how much knowledge you can teach others to change their lives. DM me YouTube if you're feeling stuck at all. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the most important part, which is the ad strategy. First and foremost, before you get into any type of purchase campaign, the first thing that you're going to want to do is creative testing. Creative testing is set up as a view content campaign, and it's what allows you to test out different thumbnails and different videos against each other so that you're able to see which thumbnail or video is going to bring in the cheapest traffic to your online store. I always suggest that you start off with this because this will save you a lot of time, money, and effort in the long run if you can identify which ad is going to be the best and most beneficial to your business. When I'm setting up my creative test, I had 3 different thumbnails and 3 different videos that I was testing at that moment. And I do want to be clear that you're not going to test these all out at once, otherwise you're going to skew your data. The first campaign you're going to start off with is 3 different thumbnails all on top of 1 video. And then in a different campaign, you're going to test out 3 different videos, all with that same thumbnail that ended up winning for you. This allows you to have a constant that you're focusing on while only changing one variable across the board per every campaign that you're testing. With a $1,000 budget, I was allotting $20 per creative with a $10 minimum spend to test out 3 creatives. So that means after testing out the 3 thumbnails and after testing out the 3 videos after that, I then spent $20 per each one of those, which came out to $120. So then after spending that $120, it left me with $880 that I could spend in my purchase campaign. Once you get back your creative testing, the next thing that you're going to want to do is head into your first purchase campaign. For your purchase campaign, I always like to start off with a $100 CBO with a $10 minimum spend. And if you're feeling confused on how to set that up, go ahead and check out this video right here that will break all of that down. So yes, that means on the first day, I already spent $100, which left me down to now $780 left. And I do want to be transparent that while running your purchase campaign, you have to understand that not every ad set is going to be profitable, but you have to give it the opportunity to become profitable. Now, that does not mean that you should just let your ads continue to spend for 3 days if you're not getting any purchases. But it does mean that you have to be open to the idea that you can possibly lose a little bit of money before actually making any profit. With every ad set that you have within your CBO, you have a break-even cost per purchase, which is the amount that you're willing to spend on a specific asset in order to obtain your first purchase. So here we are on my KPI chart, which I give out to every single one of my students in my blueprint or my one-on-one mentorship, which again tells me exactly what I'm willing to spend. And you can see right here, what I'm willing to spend is my break-even cost per purchase, which is $42.80. So you can see it on my ads manager, for example. So you see how they spent $23, but it has 3 purchases. We know that that's profitable and I'm not gonna cut it. But if I filter by off and I show you some of my ads that I've turned off, you can see for these 2 examples right here, the second that it spent over $42.80, these ad sets got cut because they had no purchases. Now that does mean that I lost a little bit of money from getting no purchases with those ad sets that reach my break-even cost per purchase, but that also means there's a window of opportunity. By cutting that ad set that was not performing for me, Facebook is now going to allocate more of that budget and push it towards the best performing ad sets within that campaign so I can start making some real purchases and start gathering some more and more profit. So all of that to say, you can't be scared to lose a little in order to gain a lot. I see so many beginners start off and let's say just lose $100 and they think dropshipping doesn't work and it's just not it for them. You have to be willing to let your pixel and your ads warm up so that you can see the true outcome of the product that you're selling. Now, once Facebook started pushing more money towards my assets that were actually performing the best for me, I was able to see then some of my assets turning very, very profitable. So as you can see on my KPI calculator, my break-even ROAS, which stands for return on ad spend, was right around 1.64. And if you come over here to my ads manager, which you see all of these are still currently on, you can see all these ads that have been very, very, very profitable for me. With a 12 ROAS, 6 ROAS, 4, 3, 2 ROAS. I mean, this product is still going crazy for me. And when I see my data like this, it's telling me that there's ad sets that are ready to be scaled. And the first method that I did was something called horizontally scaling. Horizontal scaling allows me to use the assets that are performing the best for me and duplicate off of those to choose different interests that are related to the interest that was performing well for me from the very beginning. So for example, if I was testing out a dog bed and that interest that worked really well for me that had the highest ROAS was dog food, then I would duplicate off of that interest in the same CBO and test interests that are related to that one, such as dog treat or Purina. By horizontally scaling, I was able to focus on assets that were bringing me in the most profitability and try to find more interest that would potentially bring in even more profit back into my pocket. Now, for the budget of my horizontally scaled campaign, it's all dependent on how many active assets I still had in my current CBO. So let's say after the first round of testing interest, I've now had only 5 active assets that are still running and only 5 interests that are still working for me as well. Well, I would duplicate off of that with 10 new interests, with 10 new assets, with still a $10 budget going towards them, and then increase my CBO to $150 a day. Now, after I had my CBO running with that for a couple of days and I saw more and more purchases coming in from certain assets, I knew it was time for me to get into some serious scaling. That takes me into what's next, which is called vertically scaling. And vertically scaling is basically just pushing more budget to something that has proven to be a winner as an ad set and an interest I want to test so that I can get even more budget towards that and continue to keep winning the bid. And we all know that Facebook ads is a bidding auction, so you're basically bidding towards specific interests with your specific product that you're testing. And when you're winning the bid, you know it. You're getting very cheap and very high quality traffic. And then when you see this happening, that's when you really know that you're taking over this audience. The bread and butter really starts coming in, and all you need is a great product page to convert this traffic into real purchases. And whenever you're vertically scaling, there's basically 2 forms that you can focus on to go ahead and roll out these new campaigns. You can vertically scale on either an ABO or CBO campaign, but it needs to be in its own campaign. So basically, you see how SUVs right here is doing so good in my interest testing campaign. I then took that winning asset of SUVs, I then duplicated it into its own new campaign, which was SUVs by itself, which I was still vertically scaling. And at this time, you're always going to keep your original purchase campaign running and building so that you can find new things that you can horizontally and vertically scale. Think of it as the anchor of your entire business. It's what keeps things always moving and for you to always continue to keep finding winning audiences. And you can see that breakdown right here. So like I said, I take that winning ad set, I then duplicate it in a new campaign with either a $100 ABO or a $100 CBO, and then I go ahead and keep all these ad sets the exact same with the same interest with detailed targeting and expansion off. Literally as simple as this, just duplicating in a new campaign and keeping all the interests the exact same, doing it 10 different times. Once I was able to really start to build my data from my purchases from my horizontal and vertically scaling methods, I was then able to hop into creating my lookalikes and custom audiences for retargeting. This then allowed me to continue to hone in on people who showed interest in my product, have watched my ad or visited my website, and allowed me to retarget them so I could get the best bang for my buck. And I mean, that's exactly why I have a 9.79 returning customer rate, because I did a really good job at getting these people back to my website. And I do show you exactly how to do all of my retargeting in this video right here. These steps that we just covered in this video are the exact strategies that allowed me to start off with a brand new product with only $1,000 budget and turn it into a 5-figure online store in just a matter of a month. All while still reinvesting 30 to 50% profit every single night and still taking home $25,000 profit at the end of the month. Make sure that you watch this video and rewatch it over and over again. Take notes, because these strategies are going to be game changing to your online business. I hope that this video gave you exactly what you needed to take action and you're ready to get going today. And with that being said, do not think that I forgot about the free consulting call winner from last week's video. And the winner of the free consulting call from last week's video is Matt Perry. Matt, congratulations on winning. Go ahead and reach out to me on my Instagram at AC_Hampton. We can hop on a one-on-one Zoom call, look over your products, look over your ads, and help you out with any questions that you may be having. And if you want the opportunity to win next week, remember all you have to do is in the comment section below, comment the word 1K and what your biggest takeaway from this video was. Also, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button below if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, as you will never want to miss out on a single week of this value. I'll see you guys all next week. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.
They gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back. Stack that internet money till the site crash. They on IG tryna get a like back. See, they don't talk that talk, they just type fast.